Hey team, Coach Greg here. I just wanted to give you some training on how I create the forms that I use to track points for my challenge groups and free groups and other things. So it's very easy. I use Google Forms and I will show you guys exactly how I do it. So first, let me show you an example of the challenge group that I'm running with my coaches, and it's our premier challenge group. But as you look, I have a pinned post here, and this post has a YouTube video which explains to all the challengers how they need to submit their points every day, or how they need to track their accountability, so that they get points, so that they can win prizes, so that I don't have to do it manually. And no one wants to spend, their time going through their challenge groups and, recording, points for people's posts and comments and stuff like that. We all have better things to do with our time than to spend it doing that. Okay, so I came up with this system. It works great for people who want to participate. So basically, I create this nice picture that people can click on. It shows them what they get points for. 1 point for the workout, 1 point for drinking their Shakeology, and I give them more points, for things that I want them to do, like posting healthy meals and attending our Zoom call and becoming a coach. You get more points for that. But you give points for whatever you want. Come up with a nice picture that you can display. Makes it great for people just to easily look, and it's a constant reminder for them. But then after they do their post, they post their accountability and they post whatever, they just click on this Google form. And let me just show you a picture of the form. It takes you over to this Google form where it asks you your first name, I even the date of activity, did you drink your Shakeology? And it lists all the things here. Now, instead of just having a simple yes, no, you can see what I do is I put, points. 1 equals yes and 0 equals no. Or, you come down here and here's a 2-pointer, 2 equals yes and 0 equals no. Now, why do I do that? That's so that I don't have to, at the end, convert yeses to 2 points or 3 points, and I don't have to do any of that. I will show you how simple it is to tally it up at the very end. So basically, contestants come through here, whether they're in their free challenge groups or paid challenge groups, whatever, they can fill out this form every day and they can hit submit, they're done. Now, what this allows you to do is you can track who's filling out the form, who's doing their work, who's not doing their work, how many people, on average per day, and you can award points on a weekly or monthly or just on a challenge end date. It's totally up to you. So that's what the form looks like. Now let me show you if I was to go in to the form, this is what it looks like inside of Google Forms. Now basically, you can see first name, last name, points, things like that. And this is what the actual form looks like. Now, so you can see responses on this particular form. I have 18 responses. Now, I can look at a summary of responses. I do this. That's what I was telling you about. So you can see a summary of who is posting every day and how many people are drinking Shakeology and how many people are, doing other things. And then see at the bottom, you can see the number of daily responses. So, it's like, we had like as many as 6 and now we're kind of tanking. So, probably need to make a post that says, hey, don't forget to fill out the form, every single day, and if you come in and you look at this, it can help you manage your group. But let me show you the responses. If you look at the responses, and one thing that I always do is you can set up the responses, change response destination to go to a separate Google spreadsheet. So if I click on that, you can say, new spreadsheet, and then, it automatically does the name of the form with, responses in parentheses. So I've already set that up. So if I look at the responses, here are the responses, and you can see each question and whether it has a 1 or a 2 or a 0 in it. Okay? And at the end, or whenever I want, I can simply click on this and say sort, and then, for example, amber. I should, let's say the first 2 rows here are amber. If I want to tally up her points, basically I just, highlight the first 2 rows. Oh, that's not, I went too far. Hold on. Okay. Let's just do this much. Okay, so you can see, like, I highlighted the first 2 rows. I come right down here, it says a sum of 9. So I can see very simply that she has 9 points. If I wanted to do Jennifer, I could highlight the rows with Jennifer, and I can see that she has 14 points. So I can simply look at who the leaders are. I can highlight their rows, and it'll sum it for me automatically. And within 5 minutes, I can figure out who the winner is. Every single week or at the end of the contest. So let me show you really quickly how to create a form from scratch. Basically, you would come into your Google Drive and you would click on New. So obviously you need to have a Google Docs account, a Google Drive account that you can just go to drive.google.com and you can sign up for one if you don't have one. And then Google Docs will let you create Google Docs, which is basically Word documents, and they're stored, in the cloud at Google. Or you can create spreadsheets similar to Excel, or you can create slides, which is similar to PowerPoint. But down here you can see more, and you can see Google Forms. So Google Forms is what we want to create. So, okay, I want to go ahead and create that. I can name this form whatever I want. Let's say test form. Say okay. Now it starts you off with a question, and see, this question is a simple text box. And it gives us multiple choice by default, so I could do option 1, option 2. It's just like the yes, no. For example, maybe first name, and then instead of multiple choice, I want it to be a text box. Okay, so it's that simple. So now I have test form, and I have one field that says first name. I can edit that. I can change it. If I want to duplicate this, okay, watch this. I can, instead of first name, I can do last name. Okay, and let's say I want to duplicate it again, and now I want, did you drink your Shakeology? All right, and instead of a text box, now that's when I want the multiple choice. But you can play around with these. You can do a date, a time, a scale, which gives you a a little slider of of choices between 1 and 10. Rate this, that type thing. Check boxes, a paragraph, whatever you want it to be. So multiple choice. For example, I could do yes, no. If I wanted to, I could do something very simple. And then something else that's important is, is this field required? So don't let them submit it unless they fill out this field. So I probably want to, require name too, and their first name. But you can also see, like I did, you can add pictures in. I can come down here and I can add in a picture, just like I did on my form. Let's see, what is it? It's insert. Oh, here we go. An image or a video, and basically I can drag a picture right here, and it will upload it, and it'll stick it on the form as one of these little boxes that I can move around. So if I wanted first name down here at the bottom, I can do that. The same with the picture. I can move the picture around. So if I want it to be up at the top or down at the bottom or in between, or a video or whatever I want to do. So basically that's how you create the form. To view the live form, you could just, click this and that's your form. Another thing that you can do is you can change the theme. So it gives you all these themes to pick from, and I'm sure you can come up with other themes too, custom themes, but typically I'll just pick one of these themes. And if you want to send the form the link, I can just copy this link, and then I can stick it in my Facebook group or in my event or whatever I want. So you can use these forms for whatever you want. You can use these for calculating points. You can use these for having applicants fill out your application. And basically whatever responses you get will then, as long as you go responses and you go change destination to a new spreadsheet, they're going to go into a new spreadsheet, and you can then go to the response form, and you can see all of their their responses to your spreadsheet. So if you want to get notifications through email anytime someone submits a form, you can do that. I would not recommend doing that for every time somebody submits their accountability for points, but if you have a registration form where somebody is signing up for your paid group, then I would recommend it. You want to get an email when somebody submits an application for your paid group, as an example. So to do that, you go to Data. This is obviously in your response form, and sorry, not Data, go to Tools and then Notification Rules. So if you click on that, it'll say notify me at your email address when any changes are made or user submits a form. So user submits a form. And then you could do, digest, or, I would say right away, typically is what I want. Unless, you have 50 people submitting a day, which typically isn't the case, and then you say save, and that will give you an email, right away when somebody submits an application to your form. So I hope that helps. So anyway, I hope this made sense. I hope you can see how easy it is to create forms and to create trackers. So I mean, it takes 5 minutes to create a cool form that you can use for anything using Google Forms. So hope that helps you guys, and you can feel free to message me if you have any questions.